China is building its first homegrown submersible for manned deep-sea research, known as the Jiaolong. Ahead of its completion, the vessel needs what's known as the mothership, and that's the Shenhai Yihao, also known as the Deep-Sea No.1. It is so far the world's first 100,000-ton level deep-sea semi-submersible production and storage platform. It weighs over 50,000 tons and is taller than a 40-story building. The size of its projected area is larger than 2 soccer fields. The Deep-Sea No.1 is expected to arrive in South China's Lingshui gas field in February and will begin operations in June. It's estimated to supply around 3 billion cubic meters of deep-sea natural gas every year to Hong Kong and the provinces of Guangdong and Hainan. Officials say it aims to cover 1/4 of the gas needs in the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area. And now for more on this, I'm joined by Professor Lin Boqiang, Dean of the China Institute for Studies in Energy Policy at Xiamen University. Professor, tell us what's the significance of the delivery of Deep-Sea No.1?
Well, the Deep-Sea No.1 is really demonstrate the maturity of China ocean marine oil and gas exploration technology. And that used to be a weak point of a China oil and gas production chain. So it's significant. From a macro perspective, it's really important for China to further develop the oil and gas domestically. Having said that, is that the China's national security, oil security is basically national security. It's important. Right now, particular for oil and gas, oil is more than 72% foreign dependency, and that's a focus on gas. Gas right now is roughly 8% of the energy mix. By 2035, the China plan to have the energy mix of roughly 15% of natural gas, which is more than double the size of consumption right now. But the gas dependency right now is roughly 42%. So many experts, they say that the gas dependency is controlled within 50%. What does that mean? That means that unless you find enough domestic resources, you just simply cannot keep it within the 50%. So it's very important for China's energy security.
Professor, China National Offshore Oil Corporation also announced plans for cleaner energy. How is Deep-Sea No.1 contributing also to China's goal of carbon neutrality by 2060?
Well, it's very important. It's really good for the China's low carbon development from a national perspective, and also energy structure changes toward the low carbon. For example, over the last 5 years, natural gas replaced roughly 2% of the coal. And we all know that natural gas is roughly 40% less emission compared to the coal. So it is good. It is also important for China national carbon neutrality target. It's particularly that for the recent announcement of the CNOOC's carbon neutrality planning. It planned to, during the 14th five-year period, you reach 60% of the so-called low carbon energy. And that includes 2 parts. One part is, of course, the ocean-related new energy, such as offshore wind. And the other important part will be the natural gas. And that's the Deep-Sea No.1 come in. So it is very significant.
Professor, thank you so much for your insight. Professor Lin Boqiang with Xiamen University. Appreciate it.